People are getting increased day by day. As people are getting increased, people's needs are also increasing. Buildings are also increasing. Cars are increasing. But not all of us know that stunting in child age are also increasing. Let's see from Indonesia's point of view. First of all, we need to know what is malnutrition. Based on WHO, World Health Organization, malnutrition is the imbalance of energy and/or nutrients. Malnutrition terms is divided by two terms, which is undernutrition, which includes stunting, wasting, underweight, and also deficiencies or insufficiencies, which includes obesity and overweight. Macronutrient deficiency or insufficiency is the lack of essential vitamins and minerals required in small amounts by the body for proper growth and development. The cause of malnutrition in Indonesia are poverty or the low economic growth, makes people eat foods that are imbalanced. Congenital and comorbid disease also supports the malnutrition anxiety. Social interaction which makes people influence. Traditional custom from their family that makes them have a bad lifestyle. Lack of physical activities are also the main cause of malnutrition. The unhygienic environment in Indonesia are also the cause of malnutrition, and people have not much education towards malnutrition. What is stunting? Stunting is the condition where the children's height for age is lower than the standard or should be. According to World Health Organization (WHO), stunting is defined as the impaired growth and development that children experience from poor nutrition, repeated infection, and inadequate psychosocial stimulation. So what is the connection between stunting and malnutrition? Malnutrition is closely connected to stunting because stunting is one of the main effects of malnutrition, more specifically undernutrition. When someone is not consuming less nutrient than he or she should be consuming, one out of two things can happen to that person: stunting or wasting. Stunting leads to serious effects on the child's short-term and long-term health, including increased susceptibility to infection and impaired brain development. Some children are more susceptible to infection, diarrhea, gastrointestinal disease, and respiratory disease, as well as malaria. The infection does occur because there are no nutrients that are being absorbed by the body, which wouldn't make any immunity for the body to protect from any bacteria and virus. The brain development of stunting child will be different from normal child. The mass of the normal brain is bigger than the stunted brain. This will affect how they communicate verbally with others, motoric, reading skills, and also think critically. What is the cause of stunting in Indonesia? According to the Jakarta Post, the main cause of stunting in Indonesia are limited access to clean water, limited access to clean toilet with the proper facilities, low immunization rates, or economics and environmental condition also contributes, economic condition of the family, and also wealth inequality. Stunting has affected 35% of Indonesian children under the age of 5. Even worse, stunted children has lower IQ and miss approximately a year of school due to stunting, as stunting also causes sickness such as pneumonia and diarrhea. Later in life, stunting leads to low human capital in Indonesia. This means there will be less productivity and profitability. Thus, the workforce will be less knowledgeable and impact the Indonesian economy. From this infographic shown here, we could see that 1 of 3 toddlers are experiencing stunting. This shows that it has quite high, or we could say 1/3 of the population in Indonesia experiencing stunting. In the statistic bar graph, these are the percentage prevalence of stunting in the 4 provinces of Indonesia. This shows us that the number of the prevalence are high, and if we add them all, it will be a lot. How lifestyle affects stunting? The lifestyle of parents or adults around children affects stunting to children. For example, parents who are not used to eat nutritious food, of course, will supply non-nutritious food to their children. The inability of parents to buy nutritious food will supply non-nutritious food to their child, while educated people will supply nutritious food to support their children's basic needs, even though the economy is difficult. That's where the role of infographic or education about the importance of adequate nutrition for children in their growing period so that they can influence the level of society, and the government's job is to provide information using all social media platforms so that it includes all people, both low class and high class people, so that everyone is influenced and makes a good healthy lifestyle, also reducing stunting. Only 20% of Indonesia's population understand about healthy lifestyle. This means that there are 80% of people who still have not much education towards a healthy lifestyle, including stunting. This means that Indonesia needs more education related to a healthy lifestyle and also impact if they don't follow a healthy lifestyle. Stunting problem is related to science because stunting or malnutrition affects the growth and development of human organs. Malnutrition affects the function of human organs. Because there are no proper nutrients to absorb the organ in the body, there is no immunity for the body to protect, so it will easily get sick. Stunting research requires scientific methods so that the results are valid for preventing and overcoming malnutrition or stunting in the body. Scientific method is reliable because it must have parameters that can support the research result, and also there are some steps that are needed to be tested. In science, everything is measurable. Stunting is a lack of calcium, vitamins, minerals, and protein. This case is being discussed and studied science in detail, so that the researchers know that this nutrition is contained in what food that can be consumed properly, which can prevent stunting, of course other than vaccine and breast milk. There are numerous ways to make people more aware of stunting. Social media is one of the most common and effective ways to raise awareness. We can share our concerns and knowledge about stunting and encouraging other people to speak out, as social media is most seen in today's society. According to a survey, social media platforms are very effective for raising public's awareness, about 49%. What can the government do is first provide more education on stunting, like for example, what is it, what causes it, and what we can do to prevent it. Then, the second, they could support local organizations that aim to end stunting in Indonesia. Third, be more concerned about the nutrition in every food sold around Indonesia. For example, by checking whether food sold in Indonesia meets the criteria for proper nutrition or balanced diet. If it meets the criteria of the proper nutrition, they could sell it again. But if it doesn't meet the proper nutrition, then they should stop producing that food again. Then, fourth is to apply policies regarding the provision of healthy food that is fair to all parties. And fifth, monitor food price so that they are not sold more expensive in order to make it affordable and Indonesian citizens could still get enough food. Thus, they can also get adequate nutrition. Back then, from what I see, the government in Indonesia has applied some programs which in my opinion it's not that effective. Because as we could see from many data, there are still high percentage of people experiencing malnutrition. Based on UNICEF, the government didn't really encourage people to do the program. What UNICEF suggests is that the government needs to consistently include it as an important indicator of development in national plans. As what I see now, the government has educated some low-class people, which is called Posyandu or Pos Pelayanan Terpadu. Posyandu is an activity in which every child and toddlers must need to be checked their condition, weight, height, and also their activity. Besides that, they got 3 basic vaccines like MR, TBC, BCG, hepatitis, vitamin A, polio, and etc. If it doesn't meet the required, they could give solution for parents to prevent. Example, to educate parents about the importance of giving a complete nutrition for children, stimulate growth development of children, and complete the basic vaccine for their children. In this world, we will find pros and cons, and it also applies in the government's decision. The strength of the government's decision giving a push in the program is that people are more being educated regarding about stunting and know how to prevent them. As they got more education, they become understand about how to take a good care of their children to prevent stunting. The weaknesses of the government's program is that many people still believe some myths that vaccine give a bad impact for the body to some people, and also not every people can afford a proper or good food for their children due to their low economy. From many ways that the government could do, the government needs to focus on one main thing, which is an equity of education towards the importance of giving nutritious food to all parents and all low and high class. Then monitor how the information is being delivered on right way and doing on the right track. If the parents can't afford proper food, the government's task is to supply a good or proper food for their children. These are the sources that I use on doing the research. Thank you for seeing my video. I hope you guys have some more inspiration. Thank you and see you next time.